This is Old Man PHP. I create PHP video tutorials for the old guys who want to learn a new skill and compete with the young crowd. This is video 38 and this is the very last video and where we're going to test the actual form. As you can see, I also want to mention that I added this to the head. The title, all the meta. This viewpoint is what helps it give me a, see how it moves? It gives me a responsive website. Okay, now what I want to also mention that I also included this little line here. Right now it's commented out, but this is a Bootstrap CSS, and right now it's coming from the CDN. It's like a distribution, right, that Bootstrap has. So instead of downloading it to your local computer, the CSS stuff, you can just use it right from this website. So if I kind of go like this, get rid of this, see this? So now if I save this and I come to my form, this is what it looks like, right? But if I submit it, look, because the Bootstrap has all this CSS stuff to make things look a little better, nicer. It's kind of like you know, more uniform. I just did it the other way. I mean, it doesn't matter. It still does. It still works the same. This is just presentation, really. So I want to keep it on here. Now remember, when I put it in my description box, where you can find this particular file, because it's going to have everything. Okay, I'm going to change it into a text file, so it will be something like check CRUD.text. Oopsie daisy, like that, which is what this is. I renamed it too, changed the name. So I'm going to send that under one of the one of my websites, right? I mean, you're going to be able to find it in my particular website. I'm going to put it all in there. All you have to do is kind of hit the link. It'll pop up over here like this. It'll show you all the PHP, because it's a text file now. It'll show you the PHP stuff and all that stuff, right? And all you have to do is kind of cut everything, right? Save it to your editor, and then of course, you know, since it's PHP, change the name. So do this like this, okay? All right, so that's it. So let's keep this. Let's go on. Now we're gonna. I mean, we could keep it like this, but that's okay. I'm going back to how I want it, but it's there whenever you want it. You just have to take out those this comment. Okay. Let's save it. Let's run this. Good. Let's go back to our normal. All right. So what I want to do is I want to complete it. Right now, this is the database. Right now, I don't have anything else. Right. So I'm going to create. We're going to install. We're going to insert a name, right? Without or with a file. So if we go like this and say Sammy, then we're going to say joy, then we're going to say Sammy dot joy, right? That's like kind of at gmail.com. That will be your email, right? Then if you want to load it without this stuff, it's okay. It'll do it. So if you insert it, it did it already. I should put a message on there. So when you go check, there it goes, Sammy Joy. Now I also remember I mentioned before that this also has a way to put the upload files, so you can keep it. The way we had it the first time was that it'll put it in here. Remember we showed you it, or put it in this directory. All these were actually uploaded because I was testing it out. So let's push this over here. Okay, so we're gonna test this out right now, right? So we're gonna say, oh, let's get rid of that, by the way. And you know something? We could do it like this. Now that we're doing the test, I want to get rid of Sammy. So I'm gonna say Sammy dot, what is, oh yeah, right here, right? And then I'm gonna search it. There it goes, right here. And if I want to delete it, I delete it. Boom, delete it. See, deletion completed successfully. So if you go check, let's refresh, you'll see that it's gone. Okay, that's the first test. This is this part right here. Let me see. This creates the reports. It's the same thing as I've been showing you, how it connects to the database. You got your prepare statement, right? And then over here creates the different, like a report. It's only a one-liner because you're only searching for. This is the refresh. It just calls it right back, right, into itself. So, you know, like if you had something like this. Oh my God. My computer's been acting up really weird. Let's say you got that like that, you just say refresh and it takes it out. If you see this, you want to get that out, just reload the whole thing again, which is what this is. Now this is the delete part that we just did. Deleted that. It found the thing using the search. Where is it? Right here. It found the thing using the search, right? Select it. I used the like, and then you put whatever variable in here of the name or the email address or the last name, and of course you surround them by this ampersand thing or the percent sign. That's telling it that please like, this is like contain, please find, select this from this database, the first name that contains this, and this is how it's done. Alright, so it goes down there, do the prepare statement, it goes like this, it fetches, doesn't matter, doesn't have to do anything. It looks for it right here, and then that's it. Just puts it in here so you can kind of see it. But that's what the delete, no, that's the search, right? And you see it pop up over here into the field itself with a record count, which you don't see yet until, you know, when you search, you know, print it out right here, which you already saw that. So if you want, let me see, did I get rid of that? Sure did. Now you can also view the database by hitting this view DB. See how the database record is? Right now it has the ID, first name, last name, email. It doesn't have the actual file that was submitted. Doesn't matter because you can always check. I mean, you can add it if you want to, so that would be this is the insert. Did I pass it already? View all right here. Select everything, go like this, just print it out like that. And that's what you saw earlier. Now let's do this. Let's clean that up. Let's insert that same gap, but this time I want to insert with a file. So let's say Sam, we'll use Sam. Then we say joy. Then we're going to say sam.joy or whatever email you got. Like this, right? And then I want to search for file. I don't know, something. Is this a big one? Do we have one there? We do. Let's give it middle. I didn't want to do a big one, but I guess this is alright. We're going to hit, I guess this would be this file right here. So you say open. Look, they put out the name right here. You know this because when you did the form the first time, see, it came up with file. See, the type, input type is a file. Of course, that's a file name. That's what creates this right here. Now that you have this, you got Sam and all that. I want to insert it. Now, if you look over here, you're going to see that this particular name will pop right in here. Plus, it will give it to me like, it'll add the record, plus it'll add it in here too. All right, so let's do it. Let's insert it. See, it send it to the when you upload it. There you go. There you go. So middle, party, music, fun, games. That's what I did. But what happens is when you insert it, it's going to go to the template. It's like a temporary directory, which happens to be this, and it looks like this, but it goes fast, and then it gets moved from here into here. Then it gets copied over to the database. See, so if you go check the database, you will see, oh yeah, it's always, my timing is impeccable. Unbelievable. So here we go. We just added Sam, there's Joy, and then of course you got your upload file. See, there's your file. It's actually in a database. Plus, it actually moved it from a temporary directory which the file system used, and then it brings it back here because this is where I want it. Here it is. So if we kind of go up to the insert, I'll show you what I mean. I have to find it first. Where is it? The insert part of the whole equation does a lot more. So we're here we go, so insert, right? Checks to see that is, yes it is. Checks for emptiness, if it is empty, it gives you right back with this error message. This will become a query string, and that's the little messages that you get on this right underneath here. That's what that is, right? So then it checks again for the rest of it. If all of it is there, and this one is only if some of them. So then what happens is it trims it. Remember I told you that if you put extra spaces, it'll trim it down to the actual name or that data that you just put in. So if you put, like, let's say Andy, it happens to be 4, and for some reason you got 2 spaces, that's 6. So this would trim it down. Then of course people are vicious, so they'll do something like script like this to put some JavaScript in it, and this will take it out. It'll zero it out. Then it gets rid of the tags in case somebody puts in HTML tags like H1, those kind of things. Let's get that out. Then it checks for if you have like the reason why I put it here, because if you had another input that you want to say, oh, what's their website or something, people will end up putting this whole thing here. See, people will start putting like http://hp.com quotes, %, because the actual anchor, which kind of looks like this. I'm going to show you what an anchor is. It goes href like that, right? Then you got your quotes, right, like this. Then within here you say P like that, and then let's say convert to WordPress like this, right? Then of course you have this, and of course for every link you need something to tell how would they know, unless it'll be just a regular line, and people are like, well, what's that line, unless they click on it. But over here you're going to tell it, right? You're going to say convert like that, convert, and then you close it up with a /a. That closes the anchor. This is actually shouldn't be sitting in here. That's why you see it weird. So let's put it down here so you can see it better. Let's just throw it in here like this. See how it looks? So if you put this whole thing in there, see how you have these quotes? See how you have this here? Well, what that does, let's take this out. I'm going to leave it on there. So what that does is that if you, it comes here, it strips that out, and that's what that does, okay? And then, and then this is the entity. I'm sorry, take that back. Then this is it right here, the HTML entity. It's all this stuff that I showed you earlier. So what it does is it converts it into this. So basically this is just nothing but a string. So it looks like that. Now what you could do is write something on the other end to fix this, to make it back the way it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's important to do this too. Even though you don't have anything here, just do it anyway. So you do it for all this just in case somebody sticks that right in there. You know, somebody will do something like this, which is sucks. You know what I mean? You don't want nothing. You're protecting yourself from all this stuff. All right, now let's come over here. Then we have the array. Of course, we're going to check each one to make sure that it doesn't have any SQL stuff. Remember how we did the SQL when you wanted to insert something? Like right now I'm going to show you. Like right here, this is an SQL, right? You got to select. Then you have all this stuff, and then you have insert. See that? You got your insert, and then if you go down there and you see where the well, that's the select, same thing. Update. And then you got your delete. Remember that one? So this protects you from that. So it'll read each one. It'll read each one to see that you don't have any of this in there. But if you do, it'll give you this message. It'll send this header that redirects you with the number 4, which when it comes back to here, down here, it'll read that query string, and you get a message over here. All right, so then anyway, what happens is also if somebody puts in lowercase, like Sam, like that, you notice that I put it in as caps. See, caps, Joy, caps. I did that, and we did that by doing this. You see words, so it takes the first letter of a value and caps it. Okay. So then does the same thing, first name, last name, the other stuff I really don't care. Then in this situation, we're gonna run a preg match, which takes this. This is a pattern, and this is the actual value that you're comparing. This is how it's done. You don't put this guy here and then this information here. It's got to be the pattern first, then the value. Okay. And what this does is that anything that's in that value, that the first name, anything that's in here, right, should either be, you're going to enter it like this, because this is gonna hook it up anyway. But if it enters that, or if you want to do this, let's say, it'll work no matter what. Okay, so then that's what happens. So you know what you could do too, in case somebody does that, what you do is over here you can take this command, right, like this. Let me show you something. Matter of fact, I would just leave it on. Let me we're going to put it over here, because you know, see how you have your database like this, how you got the caps and everything small. It's more readable. It's more how you read things, right, when you read books and stuff. So what we do is we'll come here, right, and then we're going to say equals to, and remember that command, to lower, like this. See, then you go like this and semicolon, and what you do is you take this same one and you stick it right in here like that. See, you're gonna say string to lower, just make that lower, and then you go like this. Oops, sorry, let's copy the whole thing. Let's put it in here. Let's make this the last, and let's make this the last. You're not going to see it. And if you ever wanted to test this stuff out, right, the good way to do it is you say, oh, let me var, remember that var dump, like this, and then you say exit, like that. So basically it'll come down here and you see the var dump to this stuff, and it shows you what it is. Shows you what it is. Okay, and then this says exit. Says when you're testing it out, you can do that. You can do this. You can use all these things to test all these other things too. Okay, we'll leave that. We're gonna say here to make any capitalize value into lower case. Maybe it's just one word. What do you think? Lowercase like that? Yeah, why not? And that's what that is. So when you, even if you did lowercase here, it doesn't matter. It'll run it, and it'll run it. As you can see, there's no errors. That's pretty good. And it'll lower that now. It's like this. So in case of anything, it'll lower like this, and then this guy will make that first letter into uppercase. So it's a good idea to have this tool like that. All right, so then we got another validation check that we want. We want the preg match to check to see that, like I said, that is either lower or upper, which we mentioned does that. Then when we come to the email address, yes, there's a way of checking email by doing this and having the ampersand. I mean, this stuff right here will be huge. It would be like the panel will be complicated. But the best way to do it and the most easier way is to use the filter bar. See, this checks to see that you're actually doing this. What was that Sam guy? Like this, see? That's the proper email, right? Because you got the ampersand, and then you got Gmail or whatever it is. I don't know what is it, Yahoo.com. I mean, whatever, right? But you got to make sure you have this. So that's what checks it. It doesn't matter if you letters or numbers, because email addresses got all kinds of weird things, and this is what does it. So here it says if it's not, meaning that if it's not right, please do this. There's a problem with your email address, of course, you redirect with that 13 message, and then of course never forget the exit to get out completely, which will put you right back here. Okay, so now we already did the delete, we already checked that, we already did the insert, right? We already did the insert with this. How about we want to view the whole thing? We go like this, you view your data. Here's your Sam J, there he goes. Real nice, right? So let's create a report. Let's say if you want to create a report, you hit the create report. Oops, it says you need to enter an email address in the form above. So what you do is you say this. What's the email address of this guy? So now it's not gonna be that fancy. So just put it in here like that. Then hit the create report, and it'll create a report. See, if it was like a bunch of people, you can even add that other one with the name of the upload file if you want. I mean, you can do whatever you want. You can even make it look like nice, like this, with all these little boxes, like a table. All right. Now another thing too, because we do have this Sam Joy. We're going to add this Sam Joy into our JSON file. Remember I told you that the JSON file is it's a JavaScript notation, object notation file, right? Because what happens is when you want to transfer like big data and stuff, this is the way. I don't know if you ever heard of XML. It's just another, but JSON is a much easier way of doing it. So what happens is you make it in that, and then you can email that. You can email that, or you can even send it through the actual but it's best if you put it as a post, like something like this. When somebody will have like a box, they'll have like a button like this, and read this. See what I mean? I'm doing it all in one thing because I'm trying to show you, like I would do this, then the other side would do this, but I'm just showing you that both of them here. So that way you know what's going on. So let's say we create a JSON file. There you go. JSON file created. So what happened is it created a JSON file. What's the name of it? I'm going to see it anyway. Here it goes. Boom. See? What happens is it created a JSON file that looks like this. So let me see if I can find it. What was it called? Matter of fact, if we come here, we can see what it's called. Bear with me. That's your upload. That's your delete. We did that already. Here's your JSON. It created the JSON, right? It read all this. It did all this prepare statement. It took all the data from the data, right? Then it created an array. Then it encoded, meaning that it made it into a JSON file, and it put it in here. See, look. It put it in here. Remember this? File put contents. It puts information. All this stuff that's in here all this information that looks like an array, you made it into a JSON file. It kind of looks like this. Where is it? Here it goes, right here. There we go. See how it looks? It's kind of weird. It looks like objects. It does not look like an array. Like over here, if you look at it, it's like an array. See? This is an associated array because you decoded the data so you can print it out. You read this data and you decoded it so you can look like that. When you first created it, you encoded it to make it look like this. This is the stuff that you send over. These are all fake people, by the way. So, right? So that's what that looks like. And then, of course, when you want to create, it takes this, creates this from the database, right? And then it encodes it when you want to see it. When you want to read it, it encodes it. That's why I did that. Decode the data. So I made it look more like a table, but I also wanted to show you what it looks like. Okay? That's the print R command gives you that with that pretty looking format, pre-format. So if you, where is it? Where is the actual file? So if I went here, where is it? Okay, this creates it, right? And then this one puts it in a file, which you just saw, and this one reads it. Takes that file. See, look, this one says put. This one says get. Get this information. Decode it, and I want you to do it like this: JSON object as array. Please make it into an array. So of course I did this, and I created a table. Then I went through that whole array. Remember how we do the for? We could use the for each, but I decided to use just the for loop. See, it has three different things. It does three different things in one shot. So it goes like this, and this is what gives you this, each line. Then when it gets to the end, of course, it finishes, it gives you the table, because you have to close that table. And then that's it. That is basically it. This whole thing was, of course, you know, the reload. This whole thing was oh, let's do this. We already did this. Well, let's do the search. So did we do the search? Yes, we did. We hit the search, right? We did. What was his name? Sam. You can also search like that. See, it'll give you. Remember that rec ID I was talking about? It's hidden, but you can see it on the search. See what? That if you wanted to get rid of that, you could do that. But let's say you wanted to change Joy to Joey. How about that? Joey, like that. So what you do is you do this and you say, update completed successfully. So if you want to look at it, just go like this, right? And here it goes, Joey. Let's say you wanted to get rid of that. You don't even have to do it from over here. You can do it from here. So let's say, let's find Sam again. And then let's delete it. Deletion completed. So if you want to look again, it's gone. Plus, remember it was gone when it was over here? It's not. So create a JSON file again and read it. Or is it? It's all gone. See? Even when you go. It's all gone. See how wonderful this is? I hope you did enjoy this. This is wonderful. Let's clean this up. I'm going to add more comments so you can at least read it and know what's going on. We added several things that we didn't show you on the separate videos, but hopefully this whole thing is that we're going to put the link where you can get this whole thing. It'll be a text file. All you have to do is kind of go like this when you open it up. Copy, right? You go like this. Do the copy. Go to your editor and then go like this. And then edit. And then when you're ready to save it, just go like this. Save as. Like this. And just put the whatever, whatever your server is. Just put the name and that's it. I hope you did learn something and I hope you did enjoy. Please give me a like if you liked it because you're going to learn a lot. Just study this. I'm telling you, you're going to learn a lot. Now, if you do this, you can break this down to smaller pieces of different types of things. You can add it to another PHP file. You can do a lot, but a lot of times this is what they ask for. Can you update the database? Can you delete something from the database? Can you insert it or can you look at it? Can you create a JSON file? Because I know that's what they ask for. Can you create a JSON file? Can you display the JSON file? It will ask you for all these little different things. This is why I decided to do this all in one application. Because I wanted to have like this. Whenever I need to, let's say if you don't play around with this for a while, you're going to say, oh man, how did I do this? I need to look at this. Well, I can always go to this file and check how I did it. You know what I'm saying? And you can add things to it. You can even go more further. But it's all here. I'm going to send this to you. It's going to be in the description. So please give me a like. I'm trying to grow my channel. And subscribe. It only takes a moment. Just go to the one click to subscribe. That's it. Well, thank you very much. We just reached the end. If you love this, please help me out. Until next time, a good night.